Building on the success of the event last year, Southern California Conference held its second annual Digital Week of Encouragement. Hi, I'm Connie Vandeman Jeffrey, and this is All God's People. Making good use of social media streaming channels, the leadership of the Southern California Conference presented transformational messages, powerful music, and personal testimonies for the 8 consecutive nights of SCC's Week of Encouragement. The theme was the Red Letters of Jesus. If you missed it live, you can watch archived episodes on Facebook and YouTube. Links are in our bulletin. And in Northern California, during the second weekend in October, hundreds of people were blessed by the NCC African American Ministries Virtual Convocation, themed Engaging the Vision, Living the Dream. Wesley Knight, pastor of the Revision Church in Atlanta, served as the featured speaker for the convocation. Northern California pastors, musical groups, church members, and special guests contributed to a variety of programs for adults, youth, and children. You can watch all the inspiring and thought-provoking services on YouTube and Facebook. I just love how our local churches, conferences, and union have adapted and thrived in the digital world. These streaming services have brought us together, but have also reminded us of our precious connections with one another during these times. As restrictions are lifted and we go back to more in-person worship services, I'll be forever grateful for the ways we've been able to stay connected and inspired. I'm always inspired by learning more about the history of the Adventist Church here in the Pacific Southwest. And here's a great historical story from the Nevada-Utah Conference. The oldest Adventist church in Nevada is the Fallon Church in Churchill County. In June of 1876, the first meeting was held in the Stillwater District by Jackson Ferguson, a church member from Santa Rosa, California. Elder Ferguson stayed on and continued to hold regular services there. In 1877, he started a small congregation in the St. Clair District. J.N. Loughborough held a series of 24 meetings there in February 1878, preaching to audiences numbering from 45 to 70. Elder Loughborough performed the first baptisms in the state of Nevada in the Carson River. This resulted in the organization of the St. Clair Church, Nevada's first Adventist church, with a membership of 21. Later, a temporary state organization of the Seventh-day Adventist Church was formed with Elder Loughborough as president, John B. Ferguson as secretary, and Jackson Ferguson as treasurer. The Adventist Church had a profound influence on the community, and in 1896, in the dusty crossroads between St. Clair and Stillwater, the town was founded and named after Michael Fallon, a Seventh-day Adventist farmer. In 1908, the St. Clair Church building was moved to Fallon. Today, the Fallon Church is very active, supporting its own radio station and elementary school, which was started in 1916. Here's a glimpse of what the school year looks like in 2021 at Fallon Adventist Christian School. We have a rich history that continues to remind us that we really do have nothing to fear for the future as we continue to remember how God has led us in the past. On October 8, members of the General Conference Executive Committee paused during annual council meetings to remember scores of church workers and missionaries who became infected and ultimately lost their lives to COVID-19 since August 2020. At the Adventist Church headquarters in Silver Spring, Maryland, leaders invited members attending the 2021 Annual Council in person or following the proceedings online to stand for a moment of silence to reflect on the lives of those who paid the ultimate sacrifice for their service. The moving video tribute and article can be found at the link in our bulletin. As I think of those who have lost their lives during the pandemic, the promise of Matthew 25:23 brings me great hope. His Lord said to him, "Well done, good and faithful servant. You have been faithful over a few things. I will make you ruler over many things. Enter into the joy of your Lord." Until that day, may we all remain faithful. For All God's People, I'm Connie Jeffrey.